A recent report says in the first 4 months this year, China has removed crosses from more than 250 churches. An Italian magazine covering human rights issues in the communist country says the removals are part of a government crackdown on religion. And joining us now is Gary Bauer, Commissioner of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. Gary, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm great to be with you as always.
And we were talking off camera. We don't realize how lucky we are in this country to worship freely, anywhere and any day of the week, any time, without worrying about the government coming in and saying get out of there. But in China, a much different story. What do we know about the crackdown taking place there?
Look, there's absolutely no doubt about this. China has declared, communist China, I want to emphasize, has declared war on all religious faiths. And that's certainly the case with Christianity. As you pointed out, they're ordering the taking down of crosses from churches because obviously those crosses are the most obvious sign of the Christian faith. But it goes even beyond that. 18-year-olds, people in China, Christians in China, 18 and younger, are now banned from participating in church services. There's an effort underway to take down paintings and representations of Jesus and the Virgin Mary and replace them with pictures of President Xi. I couldn't help but think of the irony here. Long after President Xi has been deposited in the trash can of history, Jesus and the Virgin Mary will still be influencing the lives of countless people around the world.
Another report last week said state-sponsored Catholic churches in the communist country would not be allowed to reopen during the pandemic unless they preached on patriotism. What do you know about this?
Well, patriotism, we tend to think of that as a very good thing, and it is a very good thing when you're living in a free country. But when you're living in a nation like communist China that is built on the idea that there is no God, and that there is no loyalty that can be higher than loyalty to the state. Well, when you're requiring Christians, Protestants, Catholics, if you're requiring any faith to embrace the idea that patriotism, Chinese style, trumps everything else, that's disgusting. That's clearly out of bounds. And you may have also heard about this. The government's also announced a plan to rewrite the Bible to make it more compatible with communism. Just historically, it's worth pointing this out. The last powerful regime that tried that was Nazi Germany, and it didn't work out very well for them.
Recently you saw the executive order on advancing international religious freedom signed by President Trump. Will that have any impact in a country like China?
Well, look, obviously they're a powerful country and they're going to resist all of these things. But I really want to take my hat off to the President, to Vice President Pence, the Secretary of State Pompeo, because they have made this issue of religious liberty, both here at home, but in what we're talking about internationally, they have made it a major issue in American foreign policy, even going so far as to suggest that if you want American foreign aid, we're going to start looking at every country in the world to see whether they allow their citizens this basic human right of being able to seek God and worship God as your heart and soul leads you to do.
We don't know how lucky we are here, Gary. Absolutely. It's just, we're the greatest country in the world. We can worship when and where, however we want.
We should pray that we always have that liberty because there's always challenges to it.
Absolutely, as we've seen of recent. Gary Bauer, Commissioner of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, thank you very much.
Thank you.